I'm a survivor. All three of my entries in week 1 survived, so we're on to week 2 with 3 more survivor picks. Now, I couldn't go to Vegas and put down $1,000 on Circa Survivor contest, but I am playing the ESPN Eliminator Challenge online for free. And as one of my subscribers mentioned to me, this is actually just an 18-week contest. We don't need the extra Thanksgiving, Black Friday picks or the Christmas picks. What's up, everybody? This is Kerry. In this video, I'm going to give you my survivor picks for week 2. The first thing we look at, the most important thing to look at, is the win probability for each of these teams in week 2. And here are the moneyline probabilities and my model probabilities for the week 2 games. I always sort this by my model percentage. So the top team here is the Ravens. The Ravens are at home against the Browns. My model has an 83.3% chance for the Ravens to win. It's much higher for the moneyline percentage, but again, my model is a little bit more conservative. The second team down here are the Bills, 75.1% at the Jets. The Cardinals at home, 72.1%. And the Lions at home, 69.8%. So these are the top 4 teams, and each of these are either over 70% or, in case of the Lions, very, very close to 70%. Now, I do think sneaky picks this week could be the Rams at the Titans and the Cowboys at home against the Giants. But I'm going to focus on these top 4 teams this week. So here's my first entry. This first entry I'm going to call greedy. When I think of this, I think of the greedy algorithms. Basically, it just picks the best team available that hasn't already been picked. Now, I know a lot of people don't like the strategy because it gets kind of dicey in the middle of the season, but I want to see how far this goes. So for this entry, we had the Broncos in week 1. Of course, they won week 1 at home against the Titans. And in week 2, we have the Ravens, 83.3%. I expect this entry to make it to the first half of the season pretty easily. And then we'll just see what happens from there. My second entry I called not as greedy. It's still greedy, but I'm picking the second or third best team each week. And this is where I'm trying to balance a game theory versus the best available team. But we don't have an advantage. We're basically just moving with the crowd. So the second or third best picks might be the way to go. And later in the season, we might have the best picks still available to us. So in week 2, we're going to pick the Bills on the road against the Jets. And my model win probability is 75.1% for the Bills. I feel really confident about this pick as well. And finally, my third entry I'm going to call strategery. In week 1, I picked the Bengals, even though the Bengals have gotten off to slow starts in recent years, and they won 17-16 barely at the Browns. And in week 2, I'm going to pick the Lions at home. They have a 69.8% chance to win this game against the Bears. Now, why go with the Lions? I know they're going to be a popular pick, but they struggled against a really good Green Bay Packer team in week 1 and lost that game. But despite the coaching changes for the Lions, I think this team is just going to be too proud and too determined to not go down 0-2, especially against their own division. So give me the Lions to beat the Bears in week 2. And if you're looking at Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and Christmas weeks, if you're thinking about the Circa Survivor rules, I don't like the matchups for the Lions in either of those weeks. So I'm going to pick them here in week 2. And who knows, maybe the Lions are going to struggle this year. I still think the Lions are going to get this win at home. Hope you enjoyed this video. Good luck in your Survivor picks for week 2. Let's go!